All right. Hi, I am Kareb858, and today we'll bring you episode 21 of Lords of Faerun. As always, we want to give a huge thank you to the love and support we receive for this show. Of course, we're working very hard behind the scenes to give you a fantastic TTRPG experience and a safe space for everyone to come by and enjoy. And with that, it's time to introduce our sponsors. We're proud to say that Lords of Faerun is officially sponsored by Die Hard Dice. Die Hard Dice is an incredible company that produces gorgeous dice associated items such as dice scrolls, dice trays, dice bags, and more. Die Hard Dice has just released a new line of products dedicated to the Die Hard Dice affiliate program. You all may be seeing it across the internet from Cynthia Marie, Jennifer, of course, Rhyme, and Frostmane. Oh, look at those gorgeous items right there. And there's so many fantastic dice sets out right now. Plus, they have a holiday sale going on until December 20th. Many of their specialized line of dice get sold out very soon. So head on over to Die Hard Dice and use the promo code Faerun, that is Faerun, to get a discount off your purchase. Time to level up your dice. Lords of Faerun is also, of course, partnered with Idle Champions. Idle Champions is one of the biggest D&D games around. And this week, a list of champions have been buffed to help you push past that troublesome wall. If you hit !code in chat, you will receive a code for a free Electrum chest. This chest provides you with free premium content to help you accelerate your progress in the game. So with that, enjoy. And of course, if you like our show and would like to support us, as always, Lords of Faerun has a Patreon. All the funds sent to our Patreon goes directly to the cast, and the Patreon offers exclusive content like after shows, podcasts, Patreon exclusive Discord channels, and even bonus episodes. Your contributions helps us as content creators. If you're not able to contribute financially but still like to support us, liking and retweeting and getting the word out already does so much. It truly does make a major difference, and for that, we appreciate all that you've done for the channel. So with that said, it's time to introduce our cast, have to say who they are, who they're playing, and who they could be, what could they be found on the internet. Starting, of course, with our wonderful DM, Eliza.
Well, hello. Yay. I'm Elisa Pearl. You can find me at Elisa Pearl on Instagram and Twitter. That's ALIZA. You can also pronounce it Eliza. I respond to either. Just not Eliza. Never that. Never that. It's the bane of my existence, being called Eliza. Anyway, so yeah, I am here, your dungeon master for this campaign, and I'm a game master and player on many other shows and shots and campaign. I wanted to give a shout out to Diana because they are going to come and run a session of Neverland 5e, their original setting for 5e. Yay! I'm so excited to play this setting. My stream punks are also super excited to play this setting. We're going to run it. We're going to play it on Metagame, my new monthly show with the Stream Punks. It's a Discord exclusive show for our coffee supporters. So literally you can, if you just want to see, if you're like, oh, they're playing this game that I really want to see this month, you can just donate that month and then see that show. And then if you'd like to stay on and see our other monthly content, you can, but there's no obligation. Just donate once and you can watch that month's show if you like. I would highly suggest checking out this campaign. I think it's going to be really awesome, this session. I haven't confirmed the cast, but it's going to be some of your favorite Stream Punks entities. I'm going to be a player at the table, as well as a couple more players. So check that out. It's December 14th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, and it'll be on Stream Punks Discord. I'll tweet out the link to join our coffee supporting patrons. So yeah. I think that's the thing I'll plug today. Yeah.
No worries. And speaking of the wonderful Diana, if you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and of course, the projects that you're working on.
Sure. I'm Diana, or Super Dylan everywhere on the internet. Please go to superdylan.com and buy all my games. I just wrote a new game called They Don't Want You to Work. It is a game that is designed to be up on your computer when you're supposed to be working so that you can take periodic breaks and play with a tiny fairy creature who does not want you to work.
Oh my God.
So it is on itch.io/SuperDylan right now. It is $5. It is a game that will be receiving expansions very shortly. So, and that is, you'll get all the updates if you buy the game once. And that's what I'm plugging today.
That was absolutely incredible. I will be signing up for that as soon as we finish with this session, because there's been numerous times I'm like, you know what? Let me take a break. What could I do? Perfect opportunity. Perfect opportunity of making our way down. We have the wonderful Ree. Ree, if you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects that you're working on.
All right, so hello everyone. You can find me on Twitter at BigDudeRee. I spelled exactly how it sounds. Today I will be playing the lovely Avis Laquani, the Bard with the Silver Tongue. However, I'm also playing a number of wonderful characters here, as well as Ardris over on Rivenwood Academy. I'm also the storyteller for Bonds Beyond Time, our wonderful Mage the Ascension campaign, as well as appearing a few other places all over the lovely internet, which you should definitely be checking out, because all those shows are a lot of fun. And follow my Twitter to find out where I'll be next.
All right, perfect. Making our way across, we have the wonderful Glyza. Glyza, you would like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects that you're working on.
Hi, I'm Glyza. It's like Liza Minnelli, but with a G, so it's Glyza. I am a person with many hats. I'm a podcast host. I am a writer. I'm a TTRPG player. My podcast is called Classical Adventures for One. It is a podcast that studies classic books and the impact that it has in media. Keep an eye out for season 2, where you'll hear many other indie podcasters that I'm friends with. In the meantime, check out season 1, where I talk about Alice's adventures in Wonderland. I'm also working on a horror urban fantasy audio drama where there will be nightmares come to life, and it's called Nightmare Hunt. It will showcase very special people with very special voices that you've heard on stream, both here and in other places as well. I also write on the Geekly Grind as a manga reviewer, so check out the geeklygrind.com and see me discover new mangas for the first time every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today, though, I'm wearing my TTRPG hat, and I am that player who plays a lot of different characters, most of them with secrets, but not all of them. And most of them have already been revealed, so no secrets this time around. You can find all of my links on bio.link/classicalglyza for the channels that I do the shows, but really just follow me on Twitter as @classicalglyza, because that is where I mainly hang out and announce all of my things with just a tiny hint of shit posting. One extra announcement that you guys, that I can't wait to reveal more, is that January 23 will be Dragon Day, and there will be dragons flying. Mark my words. Today, though, I will be playing Sloon, the on-the-run changeling that's slowly collecting dragons to fight a very scary wizard. She's not sure what's going to happen next, but she is terrified.
She'll be fine. She'll be perfectly fine, you know? Nothing happens when you fight the BBEG at the end of the campaign, you know? So, make our way across. We have the wonderful Adrian, also known as Aries. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, or projects you're working on.
Sure thing. Howdy all. I'm Adrian, or Aries, whichever you prefer, and I am playing the lovable Jessie Diaz here on Lords of Faerun. Definitely one of my favorite entities I've ever created. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram if you like, at the Adrian Bear, where I'm not a super active Instagram user, but my Twitter, I post a lot of stuff. Mostly I'm just resharing artists, because you folks are also talented out there, and your stuff is also beautiful, that every time I see your artwork, I'm like, oh my word, this is wonderful. So I repost a lot of artwork, mostly, and possums, and silly memes. Yeah, but you can also find me over at twitch.tv/thebearpin, where I am a storyteller and a player in a number of shows. Sunday this week, 2 p.m. is Chapter 4 of Blood on the Bayou, which is going to be a super interesting episode, I think. There's nothing bad that might happen at all. I'm sure everything's going to be absolutely fine. And yeah, we have a couple of other things. Something that I'm super excited to announce, because It was started off as a one-shot, and everyone loved it so much that it's developed into a whenever we all have time, we're going to play this thing, which is The Secret Life of Cats. Usually I am the storyteller for that one. It uses the Fate system, which is an excellent system, my favorite system. You all should check it out. But this time, the reins are going to be taken by Cassidy, who is stepping into her shoes as a storyteller after running her own cat game, which was oh gosh, Glazer, you were in the game. What was it called?
How to RPG with your cat.
How to RPG with your cat. I think the Kickstarter is still up for that one, maybe.
I think it's already all done, but you use your cats instead of dice, and it's the best thing.
You should absolutely check it out, and you should watch that episode in the beer pen because it was freaking hilarious. And if you want some more holiday-themed cat madness, tune into the beer pen at on Monday the 6th at 10 p.m. Eastern, and you will see Cassidy taking the reins of The Secret Life of Cats 3 for a very special holiday episode. I wanted to play as a cat, but I have freaking stupid university, so I don't get to. But that's all. Yeah, make sure to check that out. I can guarantee that you will laugh so hard that you will stop breathing. I can guarantee it.
Oh yeah. We were just trying to determine, how does a cat determine when you have a natural 20? But I think that's part of the mystery right there. But as for yours truly, I am Kira858. Of course, you can find me here. You also can find us for Lords of Faerun, as well as our Bonds Beyond Time Mage the Ascension campaign that features a couple individuals here in this cast. And starting in January, we have a new campaign coming out called Gods of Color, which we're super excited about. So keep an eye out on our Twitter, which is the Cookout TTRPG, for a trailer that may have some recognizable voices in the near future that you probably will notice. Let's just say people's minds was blown away after their first experience of who they came across. And I cannot wait to introduce you all to see what came across that session. And we also have a couple other projects coming by. So again, if you want to keep out for all of our content, just follow our Twitter at the Cookout TTRPG. And we're super happy to brief with you all of the stuff that we've been working on. So with that said, and all of the projects out of the way, I think it's about time we bring in our intro video for episode 21 of Lords of Faerun.
Latreo, Avis, Jesse, Helena, Ice, Elliot, Aliza as DM, Lords of Faerun.
All right, and we are back. So with that said, Aliza, take it away.
Last session, we left off on the island, this beautiful torchlit dinner happening outside of Jesse's family's home. There were some pairings up, some conversations had, particularly Latreia and Siva had a conversation where Latreia offered support for whatever is going on with her. And she once again avoided answering any questions directly, but also acknowledged that offer of support. And the rest of you we're going to actually pick back up in this dinner because there's a conversation to be had. Elliot, where are you in this dinner? There's a semicircular table where about half of the dinner attendees are still sitting and eating. There's food all over the table. There's also some people dancing. Music is being played, I believe, by our bard, Avis. So where are you in this party? Or are you here?
Yeah, I am definitely there. I think that Elliot is kind of like hopping That's what he's been doing since he's gotten back here, is like hopping from person to person and like just trying to like spend a little time with every group that he comes across.
Okay. So, Jesse, where are you right now in the party?
I believe I was probably close to the table, maybe still trying to, kind of tease Latreia a little bit, or like push him towards Siva a little bit. I think that was more of my mindset for the moment.
And I just remembered that you were dancing with Lomesh, I think, earlier in the evening.
I was, yes. Yes.
So let's say that, okay, yes, so after you danced with Lomesh, you're now by the table pestering Latreia a little bit to go talk to Siva again. Siva has drifted off somewhere. And Elliot, you are talking to Lomesh now. You said you're doing your little check-ins and checking in with people.
Yeah.
And Lomesh holds out his arms to you. You want to dance?
Okay. Yes. I can try that.
I mean, I think I'm a soldier. I don't know dance steps per se, but I feel like just swaying works too.
Oh, okay. If we're just swaying, I think I can do this. I've saw some people doing some twirls and things. I don't really have that sort of coordination.
I don't either. Can you roll an insight check?
Where is that? There we go. Oh, good. 16.
You feel like Lomesh didn't just kind of stumble upon you and say, want to dance. He has some type of something he wants to say to you.
Well, it's nice swaying with you and all. Is everything all right?
Why do you ask?
Well, it just seems like maybe there's something on your mind.
He looks around. Yeah, there's something on my mind.
Well,
Your group, the Dragons of Vaasa,
yes.
are you for hire or?
I suppose it would depend. We decide those things together, usually, but I see it as we do take work, yes.
Okay. He looks around again a lot. And now you are picking up a bit of paranoia, maybe, carefulness. And he says,
I won't tell anyone. Just the dragons will... What is it?
it's my sister. I need someone to follow her.
Do you have a suspicion, or do you just feel something isn't right?
Something isn't right. I don't know what it is, but she's been sneaking off a lot. And I've tried to follow her a couple times, and she just kind of turns it around and acts like, oh, hey, I was just swimming into the depths. Let's hang out here. She's on to me. I can't get past her, but I feel like if someone can just follow her, see where she's going.
When does she usually wander off? Is it always at the same time?
It's been every few weeks, and it's early in the morning usually she leaves. She hasn't gone in a few weeks, so I feel like she's due for another trip to wherever she's going. Do you all swim? Are you able to go underwater?
Possibly, some of us. I'll talk it over with the group, but I'm sure that we can help.
Okay.
We
I know
don't...
you all have a lot of skills in magic, and so I thought maybe you could yeah, you could figure something out.
We will figure something out. Yeah, I'm sorry that this must be very worrying.
Yeah, it is. And he once again becomes aware of his surroundings. We're having such a good time, right? Hey, you're a better dancer than Jesse.
And I try to spin, but I think that I trip over my feet and stumble.
I'm gonna quickly make my way there and catch Elliot from the stumble.
Elliot.
Nice catch, Jesse.
Mind if I cut in, Lomesh? I mean, you're kind of making Elliot fall over here.
Yeah, my fault. I told him I'm not a great dancer. Please.
Elliot turns a bright chartreuse.
And Elliot, thank you again for that talk. I will check in with you maybe later, or you just tell me how things go.
Absolutely.
Okay. And he heads off towards the dessert side of the table.
Everything okay with our Lomesh there?
Possibly not. We may have to have a family meeting with the Dragons of Vaasa.
All right, yeah, we can do that. But Jesse looks around a bit. Hey, you want to see something nice?
Yes.
All right, come with me. And he sort of holds his hand out.
Elliot very, very timidly puts his hand out and takes it.
All right. And Jesse will. I start walking, sort of back into the village, kind of like up the hill, and then I pop my wings out and like, all right, grab on. It's a little ways away from here.
Okay. Absolutely. This is a lot, but yes.
Don't worry, I won't let you fall. It's all good. All right, and then once Elliot is sort of like grabbed on, I take off flying, and go up relatively high. But there is kind of an outcropping on one area of the island where it makes like a little bit of a cliff, but it's like a jutting out rock, and you get a view of the whole island from up there. So Jesse brings Elliot down there and puts him down gently, and sort of like sits on the edge of the thing. It's like, well, the best view in the whole island.
Wow. I can't believe we've never been up here. Well, I've never been up here.
Well, you know, wings are a thing. I'm sure, Sloan could do it because she got them fancy boots, but...
It's stunning.
Yeah, it is. It is. I like to come up here, think a little bit, meditate sometimes. It's relaxing up here.
I didn't realize until we came back just how much I miss this place.
I've been noticing that. You've been making all these efforts and really actually talking to people, there's that difference between talking to people and talking to people.
Oh, I do know it well.
Yeah, I've been noticing that, and that makes me very happy.
I feel like it didn't matter to me before if any place was home, but this place, I think it could be. It just, I needed to, as you said, put the work in. And yeah. I think that's working. And you're here, so there's that.
Stand up for a second. All right. Now, It wasn't totally Low Man's fault that you fell over, but I'm not going to hold that against you. So, grab my hands.
I do.
All right. Now, we can just faintly in the distance, if you can hear there on the beach. Now, we're going to try and move to that. All right.
All right.
And,
I sway.
Jesse's like, no. And puts his hand around Elliot's waist. It's like, do this properly. Come on. You can stand on my feet. It's fine.
I am not standing on your feet.
Well,
but
you
I will
just
try.
Follow the steps. You know what I mean? This is one of those things. And as they start dancing, sort of like, I'm gonna pop out the wings again and just start like floating us a little bit.
Elliot, I think, doesn't realize at first when he's lifted up, and then after a few moments, like look down and sort of like freeze.
So, I've been having some conversations with Elwa and a number of other people and such as well, but I consider myself a pretty insightful kind of fella, and the way I am is, and they just keep sort of like drifting and swaying and dancing. I can be with anybody, if you know what I mean, but there's a difference between like being with someone and being with someone. And it's not something I take lightly. I don't know if I'm making myself clear here, but that's a choice on your part if you want to walk down that road.
Elliot kisses him.
Jesse kisses back and starts swaying them around in a circle, and they continue dancing and stuff. It's like, well, all right.
All right.
And they will continue dancing for quite some time.
Yeah. Yes. And when we fly back to the party, I imagine a while later, I will indicate that we do actually need to talk about something. Sorry. I got a little swept away. But there is something that we need to talk to the others about when we can.
When you fly back, the party is dying down. People have mostly left and gone to bed, and the family and some of the Dragons of Vaasa are still there, kind of helping to clean up and just kind of settle down for the night. Eloa sees you two return, and she has a big smile on her face, and she kind of winks at Jesse.
Oh.
Internet.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I was like, oh, there you go. There.
Elliot gives her like a kind of timid little
And
wave.
Elliot, she blows you a kiss.
Catches it very awkwardly.
So, yes, everyone is here at the dinner, and things are winding down. Elliot, you had something to tell people about.
Yeah, is everybody from the Dragons of Vaasa back, or are some people away?
Good question. I will let them answer for themselves. So, Sloan, Avis, and Latreia.
I think because Jesse was teasing them about finding Siva. So Latreia would take it as something was wrong with Siva. So I think Latreia would have looked for Siva.
Okay. Yeah, Siva is not here. So if Latreia goes and looks for her, go ahead and roll history to see if you remember where her hut is.
Okay. History. Oh, and that's that's intelligence based. This is not gonna be good. Here we go.
Okay. If you have
Yep.
something else you'd like to use,
Survival be much better if possible. But if it's just history, then
I think it would just be remembering where she is. If it was like, I have to go save her, like, but you don't have a reason to think she's in immediate danger. So
that would be an 8.
okay. You kind of look around and walk around the village. You wander away from the party, walking around the huts. You see some of the hut doors are open. People are kind of cozied up next to their fires with their kids or just alone. Some of the huts are closed with no fire on or no light on. You can't seem to remember where her hut is. You're just wandering around the village.
I think after wandering around, they would have returned to kind of look for who would. Oh, well, they would probably talk to one of the members. Well, it depends upon if everyone's back at this time frame or are, say, everyone's still dispersed during this time when I will return.
Good question. Okay, so Sloon, what else did you do at the party or this night?
During the party, Sloon has been teasing Treebush and Bloom mercilessly. It's been a whole night of like, hey Treebush, hey Bloom, all night. That's all she's been doing. And Bloom has been very drunk, I think, if I remember correctly. She drank a lot and she's just not in it. So I told Treebush to be like, hey Treebush, maybe you could, watch over her and make sure she's okay. And that's basically where I'm at right now, where I'm just like, Treebush, you need to get some rocks, basically.
That's right. Yeah.
So she's in danger, basically.
So Treebush, I'll say you've been watching, and Treebush did find some tasty looking rocks, brought them back to the tree that Bloom is perched in. But when Treebush gets back, Bloom has fallen asleep.
Oh.
And is just snoring gently in the tree.
Well, Treebush, I have stuff to do. I'm gonna go. You stay here and keep an eye on Bloom, okay? You have to protect her. She's not in a, she's very vulnerable right now. You have to stay with her.
Okay, yeah, I will. And Treebush crawls under the tree and like kind of angles his body to be under her so that if she falls, she will fall onto him. And he kind of settles down, gets cozy.
And then I look at Treebush and like, doesn't this remind you of something?
What?
When we used to run away and I would sleep on top of a tree and you'd be under the tree.
Yeah. Yeah. We've had good times.
Yeah. I just wanted to, just because I tease you a lot and I bully you doesn't mean that we don't go way back, that we don't have this, connection. And I hope you know that. No, I hope you know that I care about you a lot, Treebush.
I know. But I'm just saying, if I ever find out you have a crush on someone, it's over.
I mean, I have no crushes.
He's gonna roll insights.
Go.
Dragons have really good insights.
What is my opposed roll?
Oops, I don't have my young dragon stats up. Let me get those up.
Deception for you, Sloan.
My deception is like plus 11. Let's try.
Okay, make it opposed if you like.
I will.
All right. So, insight. Oh, actually, I'm going to do perception instead. Well, yeah, it was a decent roll, but probably not strong enough to beat your.
I mean, I rolled a 6, so I got plus 11.
Oh,
17.
And he rolled a 10 on the die plus 6. Just barely didn't make it. Ugh. So yeah, he doesn't pick up on anything. What's that?
Can I be watching this from like a tree nearby?
Yes.
Can I
Absolutely.
make an insight check?
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
What is this?
I
insight
rolled
check
a
happening?
dirty 20.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So
Can I make an opposed roll? Because this is for.
okay, hold on. Here's the thing. Before you make an opposed roll, you need to see if you notice that Avis is watching. If you even know
Probably
he's
not.
there.
I was just talking to Treebush.
Oh, I thought you already did your opposed roll to Treebush.
No, I probably. Well, I'm gonna do a perception roll to see if I notice it.
Okay, yes, exactly. Do perception to see if you notice Avis watching.
That is a 9. That's not
Yeah.
good.
So
Betray me.
So no opposed roll for you. And Avis, when Sloan says, I forget what it was you said that triggered that perception roll, but for Treebush. But when Sloan says that thing of like, maybe it was like, I don't have a crush on anyone, you notice she is not telling the full truth there.
She has let her guard down with her dragon. Basically, this is how she normally is with her dragon, and she's let her guard down. But usually, it is up way high. So
Yeah, absolutely.
That explains why that is happening.
But Treebush is none the wiser and says, okay, fair enough. Fine. And kind of like starts to snuggle in and close his eyes and maybe even doze off a little bit.
Sloan would put her hand on top of Treebush's nose and just sort of walk back to where everybody else is. But that's what she's going to do.
Okay.
I'm just gonna point out that it's not fair that I don't get to snuggle a dragon in real life.
I know.
Just gonna point that out.
Oh, I feel you.
Once Sloan leaves, Avis would like to cast a message to Treebush and just say, she's lying.
Treebush kind of one eye opens, like pops open, and then Treebush smiles. And then we're gonna cut away to you all converging back at the party site. Things have been cleaned up. Family's putting away those tables finally, and you all are here now.
Dragons of Vaasa family meeting?
Oh,
So official.
I was given a proposition tonight. Sorry, what is her name again?
Siva.
Siva.
Siva's brother approached me and expressed serious concerns. He said she keeps disappearing early in the mornings. He's looking to hire us to follow her and find out what's going on.
well,
I'm gonna point out that Jesse has been sitting right next to Elliot and has his arm around his waist.
Elliot is trying to stay focused on this conversation.
Latreia looks. Did you two wrestle?
I was waiting for that question.
Sloan laughs out loud at that question when she hears it. She laughs the loudest she's ever laughed in her life.
Not yet. Not yet.
No. And it's
Oh,
not going to tell you if we do or not. But
is that supposed to be a secret?
No.
not necessarily. Where Siva disappearing in the mornings.
Loon is on the ground, dead.
Jesse is also laughing his ass off right now.
Well, I tried to find her and I could not remember where her hut is. So I don't know where she's at currently.
Well, first, do we want to do what Lomesh asked? Do we want to follow her?
That sounds like a Sloon job to me.
Well,
I do want to ask, does Sloon know that, because when this was revealed to Jesse, Sloon was playing with the sharks. I don't think Sloon has any idea that Siva is hiding something. So I just want to clarify that with you, Eliza.
I believe we had spoken about that afterwards as a group. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because we were swimming together. Well, we had our own separate sharks, but we were swimming together. And when we returned back from the ocean, that's when Jesse gave us the info.
Okay. I'm totally fine with following. I have this thing that I got from that elf guy that attacked us way back then. When we were here earlier. I think I can use that. I've been playing around with it. It does allow me to breathe underwater, I believe. So I can do that. Does anybody else have the ability to do the same thing?
Have
No.
many different abilities.
I just swim, but I should be fine.
You want to join me on this expedition, Avis?
Sure, why not? It's been a while since we've worked together for something like this.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we were, doing some expeditions ourselves, so it might be nice.
and perhaps anyone who is not going, we could try to find out more. Maybe other people here have seen things besides Lomesh.
We could ask. I know when I spoke to Elva and grandmother about who might be the one that the mother was talking about, we didn't have a huge list of. We had a huge list of potentials before we knew it was Siva, so I haven't broached what we've learned just yet. But yeah, we could do that. And if you're trying to find Siva's hut, I mean, it's super easy. Just look for the hut that looks as if somebody who could probably kick the daylights out of you lives there. And then you found the right one.
All right. Eritrea heads off to look for the hut.
It's the one with all the punching bags.
Oh.
She's got a whole bunch of tridents on the outside, nets, all kinds of things.
Okay, nets, tridents, easy. And they'll start strolling, their big feet going across the sand to look for her hut.
Okay. Jesse, if you could roll history for me.
Okay. I believe that is 14.
Okay. In this moment, you suddenly remember something that as a child, some of the people who lived on the island couldn't swim underwater very deeply and had trouble with underwater things. You remember grandmother casting something, and then they didn't have problems after that.
Okay, so Jesse sort of like snaps his fingers as Latreia starts walking away. Oh, hold up. I just remembered something. There's a possibility we could all go. Grandmother does this thing. real useful. I mean, yeah, I can't breathe underwater, but sometimes she can do some druid stuff and help us breathe.
Okay. Sounds good. I was going to go anyway, but because I said I would help her out and I don't go against my word. So, okay. This makes things easier.
Cool.
And they'll head back, return back to the group. So we want to try tonight or tomorrow.
Lomesh mentioned that she has been leaving in the mornings.
Okay. So we
Maybe we can spend the night all on a little outcrop where we can see the ocean, when she starts going there. I feel like that would be our best chance instead of following her when she leaves her hut.
Good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Sounds good.
in that case, I think there's still more rice left in the bowl, so I'm going to go back to eating. And then they kind of head back over to the table. And they, even though he's finished most of the content there still is like a little corner left remaining. And he's definitely one of those types that doesn't leave a single drop behind. So he'll go back to chewing down on his arroz, the deliciousness. And that's
There are no leftovers in Latrea's mind. Like leftover.
Yeah.
What is a leftover?
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
Does not compute.
Blue screen of death. Yeah, does not work.
Okay. So you all have discussed and you have a plan. And so now, Jesse, it sounds like you need to consult with grandmother.
Yeah.
And then you also all need to figure out where you're sleeping. Just find a spot to basically be your surveillance
Stake
spot.
out, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so which would you like to do first?
Do y'all want to come with me just to speak to grandmother quick? Because I can't quite remember the details of the spell, like how long it'll work for us or not. But if we all go together, then,
Well, to save time, I can go do the stakeout thing since I don't need the spell. I have this.
That's true, yeah.
I can, save us time and just look at the places that we can stake out. So you guys can all go and I'll look for that to save time.
Good thinking.
Okay.
I can transform myself into a fish, but I can also join you for magic as well. Why not?
Sounds good.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. So, but 3 of you do need the water breathing spell. Okay.
Very much so.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Latreia has some major constitution, but yeah, this would still help.
Absolutely. Let's start with Sloon, with you finding a stakeout place. I think this will be. I know we don't really do combo rolls in D&D. We were just talking about Call of Cthulhu before we started streaming, and they do combo rolls. So, but I'm gonna kind of treat this as a sort of combo roll because it's 2 things. It's I would say it's survival, but it's also kind of a stealth roll because you want to find a good spot that is safe for you to spend the night in, and one that's not going to be detected by Siva.
Okay.
Or even someone else maybe who might be like, what are you doing up there? Like you want it to be stealthy and covert.
Get off
Stealth
my
is
lawn.
really good, so I'm gonna be pretty sure it's gonna be a really good hiding spot. Whether it's gonna be comfortable or not is the question, but at least it'll be a really good hiding spot. So I'm gonna roll my stealth first,
Okay.
and that is a 22 for the stealth.
Yeah. Had a feeling you'd be okay with that roll.
I feel like that's fine. Do I roll the survival now, right?
Yeah, go ahead and roll survival.
Let's see. What is my spell? Okay, we'll see. It is a 2.
Oh, snap. Okay.
So we're not
if it
gonna
had
be
been
comfortable in that area. But
yeah, it wasn't a 1. If it had been a 1, something would have happened. But it wasn't a 1. It was a 2. So yeah, I'm gonna say, ooh, this might be rough for y'all. Anyone who ends up spending the night up there is not gonna get to take a rest.
But I have good.
That's gonna be kind of
resting,
tough for you.
So I'm good.
You're good. You're not. Okay, great.
I don't
Okay.
think I have anything that I've wasted. So
Okay, good. So that's yeah.
Will that give us a point of exhaustion?
Oh, good question. Let me just check. How does exhaustion work? Let me get my little cards. Oh, I don't think I've made a card for exhaustion yet.
I think level 1. Let me have a look.
Yeah, so exhaustion normally happens when you're not able to sleep a full night. I think most individuals sleep between 4 to 6 hours. So if you're not able to sleep at all, you normally get 1 level of exhaustion, unless you're the type of race like a reborn or an elf that doesn't need to sleep. Then you're able to bypass and not have too much of an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, one point of exhaustion is just disadvantage on ability.
Ability checks.
Okay. Okay, then yes. Anyone who sleeps up in the stakeout place will get 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
So,
Spell slots.
okay, so that is figured out. Sloan, can you describe what the spot is that you find?
So this spot is really well hidden. It's a nice outcropping, and the trees are around, and it covers for everybody. Like, it's a good cover, and you can see everything. The only problem is it's very, very wet. Like, there's a lot of you can't. There's no dry place, and even on the trees, if you climb the trees, it's very, very moist and wet, and it's just really hard to sleep in. So that is basically the problem. So it's great cover. Nobody can see you, but you can see everything. But putting down stuff to sleep on will just soak everything else, and you're just gonna be like, this is disgusting. It's like a swamp sort of weirdness at the top of this little outcropping. It's really weird. I don't even know why it's here, but the vantage point is great. Nobody will be able to see you. You'll be able to see them. So.
Every time anyone talks about uncomfortable places, I don't know if any of you've seen The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. Any of you seen it? It's so hilarious, but it's just, there's an episode all about comfortableness in the most uncomfortable island. Anyway, it always comes to my mind.
Cool. Okay. All right, so you found the stakeout space, and that is that. So now let's go to Avis. Can you just tell us what? So your plan is to just convert into a fish. Great. Is there anything else you want? Do you want to go with the others to grandmother, or is there anything else you want to do while they're doing that?
I'm probably just gonna stay here. Keep an eye out, just in the meantime.
Great. Yeah, you're already in the stakeout spot. Okay. And then Avis.
I think I'll just join with us soon.
Okay. So you go up with Sloon in the stakeout spot.
Yeah, that way Avis can send a message to the others with the messaging, just in case, so that we don't have to leave and then come back.
Lovely. All right. Okay, so that's all set up. And now the 3 of you, Latreia, Elliot, and Jesse, knock on grandmother's door. And she opens it. She has on her night robe. Her hair is down. She looks a little sleepy, and she says, "Oh, hello."
Jesse gives her a big hug and a very gentle turnaround because he knows she looks like she might have been sleeping. Gives her a kiss in the head. Hello. I hope we didn't wake you up.
Oh, I was just settling down. It's all right.
Well, I remembered something. So, remember we were talking earlier about the morning from the mother. And, Siva might have gotten over her head and something. So, we're gonna have a look and see if we can figure out how to help her out of whatever mess she's gotten herself into.
Oh, so it's Siva? You figured that out?
It looks like, yeah.
Okay.
But we were wondering if we could get your help. I remember, when we used to have trouble, like, following some of the folks that are able to breathe underwater when we wanted to swim. Like, you had a spell that could help with that.
Oh, yes, very easy.
How long does that last?
Lasts as long as I say it lasts. About a day, usually. Checks notes. About a day.
That is perfect. I doubt we'll need more than a day. I hope not. Would you mind casting on myself and Elliot and Latreia here?
Oh, sure. Why don't you just step inside?
Okay.
She opens the door a little wider for you all to come in.
Latreia like bends down, so it gets that neck crack as he gets inside of the building. He's like, oh. Crick, crick, yep.
Okay, and then she goes to her kitchen counter, and there are some jars. Some of them opened, some of them closed with covers, but one of them that's open and has like some reeds sticking out of it. She goes over and picks out a reed, and she holds it and makes a motion and says a few words under her breath. And over you, she casts water breathing. Easy as that.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And just so you know, I know you said that Avile told you it was someone who was invited. Siva was, in fact, invited by the mother. She was protected by the mother. I don't know if you know how she came here to this island, but she's not from here originally.
Does Jesse know?
I'll let you decide that. Well, actually, there is a reason, which is in my brain and not yours, so I guess not. No. No, you don't know.
I don't think I ever asked. She's, I think, a bit older than me, so I'm not too sure.
Okay, so Siva, even though she is a sea elf, and Lomesh is her brother, they are more of adopted brother and sister. They were babies at the same time. Lomesh was born on the island, but Siva came to the island as a baby.
Okay.
I found her. She washed up on shore. She was wrapped in seaweed.
Huh.
And I gave her to her family, her parents, to raise her as their own. Because clearly the mother chose her and brought her here. So she was one of us.
Yeah. It's similar to how it happened to me, so... Huh.
So
right.
I don't know if that will help with your journey and trying to find answers, but just thought maybe you should know.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
And thank you for all of the rice you make. Siva says you take care of everyone here.
I do like to take care of everyone here. These are my people, and you're part of my family too.
Me?
Yes, all of you. All of Jesse's friends and newfound family.
Jesse side hugs Elliot a little bit.
Oh.
That's very nice to hear. This, I missed you, actually.
I always miss you all when you leave.
It's
Really?
never easy, but it's good. And Jesse has a look at Latreia and Elliot and says, good thing is I always get to keep a piece of home with me when I'm traveling.
Elliot just sort of like gives a little lean. And that's it.
Thank you. You're the first to say that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You see them scratch their head as they kind of head outside of the room, try to understand this concept. Because they see their family, of course, invite others,
right.
but this is the first time that they've been like fully accepted to like a group. So it's different for them. So, but interesting. Yeah, they'll head out after that, kind of scratching their head, try to understand this concept.
Okay.
I'm gonna come up behind Latreia and say, "Uppies."
On you? Like
No, on you, fool! I want to get on your back. I'm just teasing, but I'm trying to get the family concept across.
Oh. Well, I mean, if you are uppies, I could give you uppies. My shoulders are almost as big as Shireen. He kind of smirks at that, but even though he knows it's not true.
Let's try it out. At the very best, I mean, we can do like the 2-man stack. What would we be like? I don't know, already 12 feet or something stupid like that.
I pull out my first aid kit. Just quietly.
All right. So Latreia gets down on one knee, so therefore you can be able to hop on. It's like, all right, on you.
All right, he gets on. I can see why you like this. This is fun.
Right. So like when they were saying for me to be smaller, I was like, I like seeing up here. This is the air is cleaner up here. And then of course they'll stand up. It's like, oh, this is nice. And then they'll start strolling around a bit jolly, one of the more jollier side of the spectrum, because now they understand what Shireen feels like when Latreia is on their shoulders. So it's like, oh, I'm starting to connect and grasp the concepts now. And they're just kind of strolling around with a big smile on their face now.
Well, let's go find the others, I guess. See where we're sleeping tonight.
Oh, wait. Can we do 3? Elliot, do you want to get on top of Jesse?
That will be hilarious.
Phrasing. And I think I'll sit this one out. It's looking precarious. So
I don't know what that means, but okay.
I'm just here in case anyone falls.
Luckily,
Okay.
I do have wings, so just in case, I think it should be okay.
What is phrasing? So keep walking.
Oh, that is a hard one to explain. Let me think about it, and I'll get back to you.
Okay, no worries. There's no time requirements on this. As they keep walking. But yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So if it sounds like that scene is done, and we can move forward in time to the stakeout lookout spot.
Okay.
Just I'm throwing you a bone here. Not everyone has to be up there. Whoever is keeping watch can spend the night up there. And if we don't want a full party of people at level 1 exhaustion to go on this mission, you can choose to only have like 2 people up there looking out, and the rest of you get a better night's sleep somewhere else or down below or something. But but that wouldn't be stealthy, so yeah.
Right. So my suggestion is that we don't have the people who are going underwater up in the unrestful watch point. So I would volunteer to be a person's.
I thought we were all going.
Yeah,
underwater.
We're all going.
That's what the water wailing was
I
for.
guess we're all going.
Well, Latreia can't fit up there anyway, so he would probably just find a specific spot that he assumes he would more for the stealthier side than the true surveillance, because he assumes the others already has a good spot to be able to view them. So he's more focused on finding a spot that can be more stealthy than actual paying attention to everyone.
Surveillance.
Surveillance. Yeah.
I can make a suggestion. Perhaps Sloan and myself should watch since I can get rid of the points of exhaustion for 2 people.
Oh, well, that's pretty perfect.
Hi.
If
Sure.
I mean, whatever. I don't have a say in this.
It is a good idea.
Fair enough. Y'all want to come back to my house? He's looking at Latreia and Elliot, and we can just bunk up there. Or do you want to go sleep with the dragons? Or
Well, we would need to be at a certain distance in order for Avis to be able to do the message when they see her leave. So I can.
oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not so hot on the magics. So
We'll stay just somewhere down below and someplace out of sight. Camp down here.
okay.
Can I make a survival check to see if for another? But why are we heading to the Eye of Mordor? I don't understand, but it's
Oh no, sorry. This is I meant to put this up before because it's nighttime on the island. This is my like nighttime
yeah, I
island
like it.
picture. It does look creepy though, I will say.
I was like, oh, that's a change. That's a change. All right. So fortunately, I get advantage of these. Let's see. Oh, but that's already would be fantastic. And yeah, so that would be a 23.
Okay. So, and that was for finding a place kind of tucked away within range of Avis's message. Okay. So you do that. What's the place that you find? Can you describe it?
I would say, even though it's primarily on the beach, I feel like there's still maybe like a tall set of grass, like the ones that you normally see in like, samurai movies where you see folks, leap it through. So maybe like a long patch of grass across the beach that allows people to be able to maybe where like the kids maybe play hide and seek at or something like that, and we just pretty much follow that spot. And as long as we just like stay, not steady up super high, especially Latreia, we should be good to go.
Okay. Cool. And Avis, what is the range on message?
120 feet, I believe.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
120.
Oh, 120 feet. Okay. Cool. And I'm seeing with message, the target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only Avis can hear. So that's cool. All right. So yes, you all have your spots. There's surveillance up top, and there's quasi surveillance more tucked away. And now you all wait. And let's take our break here.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we will see what happens. Will Siva leave tonight, or what will happen?
All right, perfect. Well, I hope you all are enjoying our session. I mentioned in chat, I think this was the first romance that we kind of seen in the campaign. Maybe second if you would have considered the wrestling that Latreia and Siva had, but that's 50-50. With that said, kind of. If you like what you see here, you can definitely join us at our Discord, which you should see the link in chat below, where we have a section for spoilers as well as for non-spoilers. We also have a section for for fan art, and of course, we release our VODs on YouTube, which normally even has a higher video audio quality. With that said, we're going to take a 10 to 15 minute break, and we'll see you for the second half of Lords of Faerun. So until then, farewell for now. All right, and we are now back for the second half of Lords of Faerun. So with that, Aliza, take it away.
Okay. You all spend the night in your respective perches, watching, waiting. Some of you do get rest, some of you don't. And finally, just before the crack of dawn, Sloon and Avis up in the perch, you see Siva walking down the beach towards the water.
I tell Avis, I think we should get them, aware of what's happening.
Of course, and he will cast a message letting them know that it is time to begin. And then he will use his 2 5th level spell slots and 200 gold pieces worth of diamond dust to cast Greater Restoration twice.
Great. Okay, so you remove those 2 levels of exhaustion, and the party is now alerted that Siva is on the move. And she walks into the water and dives in. Now, yes, I'll let you all tell me what you do next.
Coming back up to the rest of them, how are we going in? Is there a way we can be more hidden or quieter or something?
I can turn into a sea eel and follow. Doubt that'd be very suspicious.
Sounds quite suspicious.
Y'all just wandering. I feel like we
I can
can
turn into a shark if you prefer.
Are we communicating through message right now, or are we
No,
separate?
We met up.
We met up. I can actually help with that, and I kind of cast us in shadow and cast Pass Without a Trace.
All right.
Okay, great.
Maybe you can save. Oh wait, you have to turn into a fish. Sorry.
Well, I'll turn into a dolphin instead, if that is more acceptable.
Well, Siva lacks sharks, so maybe a shark will be, I don't know, less obtrusive if you want to, come closer to her or something.
You do that as well, of course.
All right.
I would just be careful of being around her, since for that same reason she would probably know all the sharks in this area. At least be familiar with the sharks of the local area and just be like, this is a new shark. I don't know, I'm just thinking. Just,
Okay. Well, shall we get a move on and head to the water?
Sounds good. And Latreia just hops right into the water.
Sloon also dons her manta ray robe and swims into the water.
Okay. Everyone gets in the water?
Yeah, I think so.
And Avis, what animal do you end up transforming into?
We will go with the shark. I don't know if you want a specific shark, because there's like 7 sharks in Dungeons and Dragons.
Why don't you just choose one and we'll say that that's like the local shark here. If that's what you're going for, like being one of the local sharks. Yeah.
A hunter shark.
Lovely.
Ooh,
do you have a picture of that for us? You could just drop a picture of it in the chat if you like, if you have one. Okay, so Avis, you walk into the water and then transform into a hunter shark, and you all are on your way. Pass Without Trace has been cast. Go ahead and do a starting roll, a stealth roll, to follow behind Siva.
All of us?
Yes. Or, I mean, I'm assuming all of you want to stealth, including the shark. The shark person.
So remember, you all add 10 to your stealth rolls for Pass Without Trace. So I have a 27.
And
32.
25 for Jesse.
24 for Latreia.
Right? Look.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I have a 32.
Oh my god. And then Eve's got a 22. All right. So, yes, you all. Oh, wow. That's a cool looking shark. Okay. You all slip into the water and at a safe distance follow behind Siva. And can you tell me roughly what that distance is, what you would like that distance to be?
Ooh.
Great
Since you-
question.
Yeah, since you have Pass Without Trace, it really is up to you, like, you know.
So I would say let's stay. Most of us have 30 speed, I'm assuming, 30 to 35. So let's stay at like 25 feet so that we're still able to get to her in an action if we needed to.
Okay.
Very smart.
Okay.
Okay. So you're within 25 feet of her.
Okay.
All right, so you follow Siva down into the depths, and you're almost being chased by the morning light coming through the water as the sun is starting to rise as you go deeper. But it still, of course, is getting darker as you go deeper. You pass by schools of fish. You pass by other sea creatures, coral. You take in this landscape of underneath the water. Have fun pulling backgrounds for this.
Very nice.
And Siva is going in one direction. She has no sense that she's being followed, so she doesn't divert from her path. She's just making a beeline for a certain place. And eventually, she comes to a series of columns underwater. And they have like seaweed and coral and other types of sea creatures, sea plants stuck to them, growing on them. But this kind of series of columns opens up into... okay, let me take a step back and try to describe this. You come to this place underwater where the sea floor is raised by these columns. Let's describe it that way. And she swims underneath it into this series of pretty much a series of caverns, or maybe one big cavern that has these columns holding up the seafloor above it. And she continues swimming down into this place, and you all follow. Mm-hmm. She comes to a stop all of a sudden. And up ahead, you see two people. And they look, I'm at a picture of what they look like. Some of you might recognize them on sight. I know some of you will, as your characters, recognize them on sight. These two guards. Oh, sorry. It's not a full picture. Here, I'll just drop a link in the chat as well. Or the picture in the chat.
DM, I do have a question. Have we gone beyond the bounds of the barrier?
Oh, okay, yeah. Wait, where is the barrier? What are the bounds of the barrier?
Well, it's kind of loosely defined. I mean, like, would this be outside of the area that folks would, have to be either let into or invited to?
Oh, the Veshinthar barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You're outside of those bounds.
Well, that's good. Otherwise, Jesse would honestly not give Siva any quarter.
That would be bad. That would be real bad. You sense, this secret spot, whatever it is, there's a lot of plant life and, like I said, lots of little sea creatures and fish that live down here. It doesn't look like it's inhabited or it seems abandoned besides these, Siva and these two guards up ahead. So the two guards turn and see her, and one of them nods. They both nod to her. She nods back, and they kind of open the way a little bit and gesture towards her to pass. You can see now that they are standing outside the opening of another cavern within this underwater platform. And Siva continues. So, you will have to do another stealth check here. You still have Pass Without Trace activated.
All right.
So just to get past these guards, just do another stealth check.
I got a 32.
All right.
I used my first lucky point because that was a natural 5. So
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
All right.
much better. 28.
Okay. I'm going to say, I will tell you what your target is. You're going to need a 15 or higher to pass this.
Mm-hmm. So we're good.
And we still have pass on trace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's plus 10. So it's 37.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, 22.
22. All right. And then Avis, what did you get?
14.
Aha. Okay. Oh, right. And you are a shark. So that actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, tell me, Avis, as the rest of the party passes through with no problem, past these guards and into the cavern, you are in the rear. What is it in this moment that makes you catch the notice of these guards?
So sharks aren't very intelligent. You know, they have one intelligence. So the shark just vaguely knows to follow the people. So he's not particularly worried about being noticed or not. He's just kind of chasing after things.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and we can say that I'm putting you in the rear if that's okay, just because, you know, everyone else passed just fine, so it makes sense that you would be in the rear. Everyone else has passed and followed Siva inside the cavern, and all of a sudden, the two guards like cross their tridents with each other and block your path, Avis. And in what language? Sylvan? No. Oh, Sahuagin. In Sahuagin, so I'm not sure if you understand that language. They say something.
Probably not as a shark. Sharks don't understand anything.
Well, actually, yeah. Okay, so you know what? We'll do this. They say this out loud verbally to you, and you have a confused shark-looking face on, and they notice that. And so now they start to talk to you telepathically. One of them says, "Turn away. This isn't your place."
I didn't do anything.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, because the Sahuagin can telepathically command sharks, so I think let's make this an opposed roll to see if, do you listen to them, or do you, because you are a shark, but you're also not a shark. So we'll see if their telepathy has an effect on you.
WWSD.
What would shark do? All right, so let's roll. What shall I roll? What shall you roll? They don't usually have to roll for telepathy, but because I am going to make this an opposed roll because you're not like a real shark. So how about you could roll, I think they would roll intimidation on you. And then you, in defense, do you have an idea about what you would like to roll? How you would like to defend against this?
They all have pretty bad modifiers, you know. It's dealer's choice.
Okay, narratively, let's look at it narratively then. I think maybe. Yeah, no, I'm just not really seeing anything that would.
Opposed intimidation because the shark is a shark.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Like,
We
I'm
could
not
do that.
intimidated by you intimidating me. I'm intimidating you.
All right, we're doing like a little broy. Like, what's up, bro? What's up,
bro? Yeah.
You're doing that like chest bump thing with this guard. Okay, so we'll do opposed intimidation rolls.
You
I believe you have to use your shark stats. Yeah. Use your shark stats. They're gonna use. Yeah. What is their? Wait. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they win.
Okay. Charisma. Oh well, you'll be surprised. Their charisma isn't great. But we'll see.
I'm pretty sure it's better than mine.
Okay. Okay. Okay, they rolled a 10.
So I rolled a 3 minus 3, so I rolled 0.
Okay. Okay. So they they notice that you do take to the telepathy, and yeah, I guess you lost that roll, so yeah, I guess you would just turn away.
Just trying to
So,
off himself.
What was that? Sorry. Wait, Avis, what did you say?
He would just turn and swim off.
Okay. All right. How far would you like to stay in the area, or are you?
Probably just out of sight and then turn back to himself.
Okay. So when you swim away as the shark, well, yeah, no one understands Sahuagin, but you hear them they're talking shit about you. You just sense it as you swim off. They like say some stuff in Sahuagin behind your back.
Yeah.
Can you believe that shark? I mean,
Basically
like,
that. It's like,
our
what is this
point.
shark just like trying to roll up in our like meeting spot? Like, what are you doing, shark? Shark, go home, shark. God.
They like clapping their
Drunk.
hands together.
Go home, shark. You're drunk.
Okay, so now that that's settled, Avis, you swim off, not too far off, but out of sight, and turn back into yourself. And well, do you still have water breathing, or you don't have water breathing? So you can say as a shark, you don't have to. I'll let you decide what to do. Take a minute, think about it. We're gonna go back inside. Sloon, you wanted to establish something, yeah?
right. I wanted to see if I would notice that, they didn't let him in and, he didn't get through.
Yeah, I think you would have noticed that. Yeah. You don't have to roll for that. You would have noticed.
Yeah. I would signal to the others that the shark is gone with my, fancy minor illusion, being like words come out, hey, shark gone, whatever. And I'm gonna be like, I think I'm gonna go back and get him somehow.
Could I?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse will give a thumbs up. Yeah, and kind of mime in the slower punch because we're underwater. Mime that he wants to try stun him.
Stun who? The shark or the two?
Sahuagin.
Oh, minor illusion. She says sure, but basically, like, what appears in the water is just bubbles of words so that you guys can understand exactly what she's saying. Basically, she's saying, I'm going to go get Avis. You guys can keep going. I'm going to try to do something so that he can go through. But if you want to stun the other two, that's fine. We just have to try and keep it quiet so that it doesn't draw attention to whoever Siva is meeting. And that's a whole line of bubbles just appearing.
It's like a
You're all
paragraph.
just reading it, yeah.
I'll just tap my head and go, and no punchies.
All right, so I would go back stealthily to go through and see if I could meet up with Avis outside.
Okay, so here's how we're going to do this, because as the party is going further into this cavern, you're going to be more than 30 feet from Elliot, and that's when you will lose your pass without trace. So let's have you do just Sloon. You'll do another stealth roll, but it will be without trace to pass these to go back outside. Okay.
All right.
Isn't your base stealth like a plus 13?
It's a plus 12, and I rolled a 20, so that is a 22.
Yeah.
I mean 32. Sorry.
32. And you rolled in that 20, so you have no problem getting past these guards on your own without trace. And you go around the corner, meet up with Avis. And we're going to not pause there, but we're going to, so you two have met up around the corner, but let's go and follow the party inside to see what's happening there. And then we'll come back to Avis and Sloan in a moment. So Elliot, Latreia, and Jesse, you are now further into this cavern, and there's a cool picture I forgot to put up earlier, but we can put that here. Actually, never mind. I'm going to save that for another time because it doesn't make sense right now. You all go deeper into this cavern, and it narrows and opens, and it's a bit windy, but it's just one shot. There's no entrances or exits. About 50 feet down, finally it opens into a small cove. And standing there is a very tall version of those Sahuagin you saw outside, except this guy, you think it's a guy, looks kind of masculine. You don't know, though. This person has 2 sets of arms. Much beefier, really large person. So you can see the bottom of their torso there. 2 sets of arms. Doesn't have like that big sword. Maybe has some small daggers and things hidden in his armor. And you swim in behind Siva into this room, which is about like 30 feet in circumference. And he says, "It's good to see you again." And she says, "Yeah, good to see you too. So, have you thought about what we talked about last?" And she kind of starts pacing, I guess, swimming a little bit back and forth, feeling a little bit restless. Siva says, "Yeah, I don't really know what you want from me. You say that I'm one of you. You say that I'm your daughter. You didn't raise me. And what you want me to do is not what I want to do." And he says, "And yet you still come down here to see me every few weeks." And she says, "Yeah. I mean, you are my father, birth father. And as much as I can say I don't like you and your methods, I would be lying if I said I didn't always wonder why I was different. Why could I speak to sharks when no one else could? Why am I the way I am?" And he says, "I told you before, Siva, you were special. And I'm sorry we cast you away, but we just didn't know what to do with you. Your mother, God rest her soul, she didn't want me to train you to be a spy. That's what I wanted you to do. So she sent you away. But we found each other once again. That must mean something to you. Don't you think that means you have a purpose? That what I'm asking you to do, maybe that's your destiny?" And Siva says, "I would hope that my destiny isn't to betray the people who loved and raised me." And at this point, this large Sahuagin just rears his head back and laughs. Oh, you even think like those sea elves, don't you? Loved and raised you? Please. You think I'm evil for wanting to use your talents and your ability to pass? That's what they've been doing this whole time. They just didn't realize it. And Siva says, what are you? That doesn't even make sense. What are you talking about? And he says, listen, if they knew what they had in you, a Malenti, someone who knows the ways of the Sahuagin, their deadly mortal enemies, they would use you too. Don't act like I'm evil for just knowing when I have a good thing here. And Siva says, well, that's the thing. I'm not your good thing. I'm me. And I'm from that island and that place. You have yet to convince me of why I should join with you. And you know what? As much as I want answers, as much as I want to know what it is to be Sahuagin, if this is what it is, then I don't want it anymore. And she starts to swim out. And he pushes his trident down into the sea floor and kind of squares his body to her leaving. And he says, if you leave now, I can't. Nope. I won't protect you. In fact, maybe your little friends up there on that hidden island would like to know that they have a traitor in their midst. And
Can I? I'm
Siva
so
turns,
sorry.
and then what happens? Nope. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been thinking
When
too.
he says that, I'm gonna do something reckless. I'm very sorry.
Which is strange. It's coming from Elliot, Bo. Go ahead.
I'm feeling very bold and very defensive of her right now. And he says that last thing, and Elliot says, we know. And it's not her we're pissed at. And I want to cast Toll the Dead.
Oh shit!
Basically, I kind of point at him, and he hears a dolorous bell sound underwater, and I kind of want like the water to like ripple around him where the echo is coming from. He has to save on a wisdom saving throw 16.
Okay. Wisdom.
Take a partial damage.
Okay. He did not roll well. 13 is his total.
Okay, so then he's going to take the full, and I'll tell you what it's going to be. Is that a 12 or a 1? That's a 12. Okay. Sorry, I'm bad at math.
It's all good. 12. Go ahead. Good.
It is 3. It's 33 damage.
Wow.
33 necrotic damage.
Damn, on
So
a
you-
cantrip? What?
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
33 necrotic damage. Okay. What does this look like underwater, especially?
I think that what it looks like is Elliot points at him, says, basically, we're with her, and the bell tolls. Everyone can like hear the sound, but to him, it sounds like you're inside of a bell, like this horribly loud sound, and the ripples of water echo out, and like a ship rusts underwater over time, like I kind of want that sort of decay to like come over his skin.
Yeah, it does. he falls back with that that ringing all around him and that necrotic, the life being taken out of him by that necrotic damage. And it does a big wallop on him. So really quickly, the rest of you are still there, obviously, but really quickly, as you all are just kind of looking around and looking at what's happening outside, does anyone else hear that bell? You said everyone hears it, right?
I think everyone hears it, but to him, it's who's like being really affected. Yeah.
Okay. So outside, Sloon and Avis, you have kind of been peeping around the corner at those two guards, making a plan, and you hear the bell just when they hear the bell, and they turn, and they swim. They start to swim inside. What would you like to do?
You're muted, Avis.
I'm muted. Avis is going to turn back to him into himself from the shock.
Okay. So, and you're underwater. So I actually don't know what it is to have to breathe underwater when you don't have water breathing.
You can hold your breath up to the minutes of your con modifier.
Thank you. Okay. So what's your con modifier?
3.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes before you have to figure out where to get a little gulp of air. Okay. Okay, so go ahead.
Sloon is like, what are you doing? Why are you turning into yourself? Like, what?
I don't think he could speak underwater, so he doesn't say anything.
I only have one robe. So what Sloon does, because she knows that he's going to drown and we're very far away from the surface of the water, she freaks out and starts to go to him and breathe water into his mouth.
Breathe air.
Breathe air into his mouth, basically like sort of kisses him for air. And it's just, that is what's happening. And then I sort of like, that's basically what we're gonna be sort of doing. We're gonna swim towards the whatever while pausing to give him air because I can breathe underwater. So
Okay.
That's what's happening.
All right.
For Avis is completely surprised by this and had his own plan, but we'll accept it. And go inside after his people.
Okay. Okay, so timing wise, we'll say that happens, and then you follow after the guards, but they got a head start, so they're gonna reach the rest of the party before you do. And so before everyone meets back up, if that does happen, I'm gonna say that now we're back in that room in the back. You all are looking at each other. Siva is shocked that you all are in the room with her, and looks over at this Baron, who has been knocked backwards and is like half necrotic damaged. And he says, Siva, so you are a traitor, just like I thought. And he's gonna attack. And it's gonna be, he makes 3 attacks. He takes out his trident, or picks up his trident again, and just lashes it towards 2 of you. And then he bites for the 3rd attack. So, I'm gonna say Elliot, because you spoke out and made that blast. You're 1 target. And then just 2 of you. I don't know. I'm gonna roll it first and then see. Okay. Okay. Nope, that wasn't good. First one misses. That was the Elliot one. Well, actually, sorry. It's 13 total. Does that hit? Probably doesn't. I think your AC is not 13, right? It's higher than that. Yeah, okay. And then second trident swipe. Slightly better. It's 14 to hit. Now, help me out, y'all. With Pass Without Trace, if one person breaks it, then that means it drops for everyone, right?
Let me just double check, but I do think that's right. Let's see.
I think so too.
Yeah, it radiates from me, so if I drop it, then that would,
Especially if it's okay.
yeah, it's radiating from me.
All right. Well, okay. Then I'm gonna say. Oh wait, it's only the two of you in the room anyway. So yeah, Latreia. So Latreia was next. Does 14 hit? No, it doesn't.
Is Jesse in there, or is Jesse? Jesse's in there. Me, Latreia, and Jesse. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then Siva is closer towards the door because she was leaving. That one was 16 plus 7, 23 to hit. Does that hit, Jesse?
Oh yeah, it hits.
Okay.
Well, Atreya sees that happening. His eyes begins to get milky white as clouds starts to form over it. And you see his no. And he uses his runic shield that allows someone who would take a creature within 60 feet to take a hit to have to re-roll their attack roll and use the new roll.
All right. So, that bite, it was a bite attack towards Jesse, and he has to read. Good on you, because he got a 3 on the die plus 7 to hit. 10 does not hit, right?
All right.
Okay, so those are his 3 attacks. And now, by this point, I'm going to say that everyone has met back up in this room. So Siva's at the doorway, and then the 2 guards are behind her, and then Sloon and Avis are behind them. Now let's roll initiative.
All right.
Just before we roll initiative, Jesse does want to speak out in Aquan because I feel like that can be spoken underwater.
I think so too.
So he's gonna speak out and say, "You might or might not be her biological father, but you are in no means her family."
Okay. He sneers at that.
Once again, garbage initiative rolls with freaking advantage.
Oh yeah, he rolled a 3. The Baron rolled a 3 on initiative.
I got a 7 for my initiative, so at least I'll go before him.
I will roll for the guards together. Oh my god, what? How did that happen? I just rolled a 2 for the guards. What? So they're at the very bottom of initiative, just so you all know. And I will roll. They're going to be together because they only get 1 attack each. Anyway. Oh no, never mind. They get okay, but this will be together. Guards at 2, Baron at 3, and then 7 for Jesse. Jesse. Who is next after 7? Who is above 7?
Oh, we have it in chat, but I think we have no worries. We have a 14.
Oh, Avis 7. Mm-hmm. Whose dex is higher, Avis or Jesse?
Mine's is only a 2.
Okay. Jesse?
I think Jesse's.
You're muted.
Jesse, you're muted.
I have a plus 3 for dex.
All right, so Jesse is. I'm doing it from the bottom up. So Avis, and then Jesse above that. Okay, and then got some high rolls here. Sorry.
Here's some handy information for y'all regarding advantage and disadvantage for our weapons because we are underwater.
Thank you. Siva also rolled levels. Crap. I can't believe this.
Oh, interesting.
Jesse 7. Okay.
Thank God I fight with a spear, so that's good.
Jesse. And then next is Sloon with 19. Is that right? There's no one between 7 and 19?
There should be
14. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. I didn't know if that was a previous roll. So Elliot is at 14. 14. And then Sloon at 19. And then Latreia, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay. And then we have the Baron here. And let me just get my other sticky for the Siva and the guards. Where's Siva? Oh, here's Siva's stats. Okay. Okay. All right, Latreia, you are up first.
All right. So Latreia, of course, sees the individual attempt to attack their party, but also hearing the story about him being Siva's father, is going to approach with a slight hint of caution. So they're going to, of course, bang their chests, grow large as they use their giant might to become a size large creature. And they're going to attack twice, reckless, to remove the disadvantage that would normally happen for his axe. However, he's going to be doing his attacks non-lethally to be able to make them unconscious versus actually kill them.
Okay, great.
All right.
Noted.
Okay, so the first roll, here we go. Boop, boop. Oh, yeah. That's going to be another dirty 20 to hit.
All right. And who are you hitting?
The Swagan.
The Baron?
The Baron, yes.
That hits.
And, okay, so they're not a humanoid.
Are Slogan humanoids?
They are.
They're humanoids.
I think so.
So it makes a major difference.
Yeah, they are. They are humanoids.
Oh, you better take some damage then. Okay, give us a second.
Uh-oh. I'm in danger.
Yep. All right. 41 points of damage for the first hit.
41.
Yeah, they should have met with they should have met
If that was at the Baron.
Yes.
I mean, tell me how you attack, and I'll tell you what happens.
So Latreia steps forward, looking at this creature who thought they were large, and they're about to meet a true giant in true form. And as they swim forward and rises in height, they bring down the axe, but they take one quick look at Siva to be able to verify that they're going to do this non-lethally.
Oh, you did say non-lethal. That's right. Okay.
So they just use the entire, just their muscles, just the might of their muscles. It just slammed them right, the handle of the axe right against the temple to attempt to knock them out.
You do that. He knocks out. I mean, yeah, I will just tell you, he has 2 hit points left. Elliot took the first half out of him, and you just took the other half out of him, basically.
Brothers. Do one of these.
Yeah.
We will continue combat because there's still the 2 guards. But the Baron is, I'm just going to say he's knocked out. Yeah. And then next up is Sloon. You are behind the guards.
So what Sloon does is she calls out to the 2 guards in common and says, "Hey, friends, what's up?" And she uses charm. She casts it on a 2nd level, so it's both of them.
Great.
And since they haven't been fighting yet, they don't really consider us as fighting yet. So they need to just
I'll give you that.
on a wisdom throw.
All right, what's the DC?
14.
14. Okay, better roll than earlier. Wisdom. Okay. The first one was 13, so failed. And second one failed too. That was a 10.
Cool. Just double checking, is my mic okay?
It still sounds a little soft. I don't know why.
You're just a little quiet. We can hear you fine.
Yeah.
But just a little lower volume.
Okay, I'm gonna increase it slightly a little bit.
Did that help it?
Did that help at all?
Oh, it seems lighter now.
It seems even
went
lower. Yeah.
Let me see. Sorry.
No worries, no problem.
How about this? Is this better at all?
It's
No?
back to where it was before now, it seems like.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, we can hear you.
As long as everybody can hear me, we're good. So basically, after she's charmed these two people, she speaks to them in common and says, "Hey, didn't we meet at that party? Do you guys, how are you? Do you want to go upstairs? I think it's just a family thing. You know, they're fine. They're just having a conversation. We should go up to the surface."
They look at you holding their tridents, and they were about to start fighting, but they just look at you, talking to them, charming them, but they look confused.
Let's go. It's a family affair. Let's talk about how we met. Let's go up to the surface.
Well, they're not going to jump in combat, but they don't understand you. You have charmed them, though.
Yeah. So I make a little I don't know if this is I do a little minor illusion of us three, like, you know, and we like swimming up to the surface and doing this to them.
They look back and they're like, "Oh, okay," and they follow you.
Cool. That's what we do. We go swim to the surface.
Okay.
This
All right, so that's Loon's turn, and now Elliot, it's your turn. But the guards are moving off. We could because if they're charmed, they can do a wisdom saving throw on their next turn, can't they?
So they're charmed until somebody hits them.
Okay. Well, let's keep going and see what happens. Elliot, what would you like to do?
Siva is still in the room, correct?
Yes.
If we're not actively in a combat situation, I say, sorry, Siva. Your brother was worried about you.
You followed me down here. You knocked out my father.
Yeah, those things are correct. But and that was not the plan. The plan was just to make sure you were okay. Your brother was worried. He said that you'd been acting strangely. And then he accused you of being a traitor. He told you that we weren't your real family. I don't know. I acted impulsively, and I'm sorry. But he's alive. And we can make sure he's okay.
I only hit to make sure he didn't hit us anymore. Since I know he was your father.
She takes all this in and then swims over to him, to the Baron. And he's kind of like, he got knocked back and then fell down, slid down against the wall. And so he's in that kind of like sitting position, like leaned back against, like slumped over, but leaned back on the wall. She swims over to him and just kind of checks on him. She sees, feels for his pulse and things like that. And Elliot, is there anything else you would like to do?
No, I said what I wanted to say. I kind of hands up at this point.
Okay. All right. Jesse, it's your turn.
I'm gonna swim up to Siva and I'm gonna say, all of us were brought where we were brought by the mother, by our mother, by your mother. And I don't know if this man has offered you any proof of who he says he is or not, but to me that doesn't matter. I grew up with you. I know you. I love you. You are my family.
Okay.
So I don't know what you want to do with him. If you want me to tie him up and give him a bit of healing, I can do that for you. But I have no intention of killing this man while he is unconscious. I just want you to be you.
Okay. She seems, you can tell that she hears you, but yeah, she's kind of tending to him, listening. Yeah.
So I will just hold my action to wait for any indication from her if she wants me to heal him, or if she wants me to tie him up, or, you know, if someone attacks, I guess.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So all I've done is just speak, but I'm holding my action.
Okay, so you're holding your action. All right. Avis, what would you like to do?
I was gonna swim after Sloon.
Oh,
You're going after Sloon?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
at this time, she remembers to give him the breath thing again. Because, anyway, that's what's happening.
When she touches him, he will cast Dimension Door and teleport them both back to the island.
Cool.
Okay, just you,
With
the
the-
two of you? Yeah. Okay. So it's just Sloon and Avis are teleported back to the island. Making a note. All right. And then Siva is next. So Siva is, yeah, she's tending to her barren father. She seems kind of torn as to what to do. She just looks up at you all and just says, this is a lot. This is a lot. And I think she's going to hold her action too. And now is the Baron, who, let's just give it a name. I'm going to say he is...
Gérard Depardieu.
He does have a name, which I'll tell you in a minute, but you know what I mean. He is incapacitated. Because you knocked the shit out of him. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's incapacitated. Can't take actions.
Yeah, he thought it was a wise idea to hit a half giant. I mean, I was just like, fam, who told you this was a strong?
His only regret is that he has bonitis. That's his only regret.
He didn't know this is how things would happen either. So, okay. So, yeah, he can't take a turn, but the guards are up now. So, Avis and Sloon have dimension doored out of there. The guards are going to do another wisdom save. I'm going to give them advantage because now Sloon isn't there. Oh, nat 20 on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 18 on the die on the second one. So these two guards are uncharmed now. It was a combination of Sloon now being gone and also them starting to swim away and be like, wait, what are we doing? No, wait, ah! And so they start to swim back and they are going to attack. And they get a lot of attacks between the two of them. Well, they get 2 melee attacks each.
So if they're going to attack, because I held my action.
You held your action, okay.
Can I attack them first?
Yep.
Okay, then whichever one comes in first, which either one doesn't particularly matter to me. I'm gonna go at him with my spear.
Okay.
Does a 14 hit?
Yes, it hit. Yes, it hits. At 14 hits.
Okay, so all against the same guy. So let me do this step by step. So 14 on the first one, and this is two-handed. So that will be 8 points damage, but I'm also going to use a key point for stunning strike. And I got it wrong the last time. It's not 14 that my DC is, it's 15 con save.
Okay. So they have to, this one guard has to do that?
Yes, make a con save, yeah. Otherwise he's stunned.
Not a good roll. Does he have anything to add to it? Not enough. He didn't make it.
All right, so if I'm seeing he is stunned, then I'm going to use my second attack to attack the other one. That is a miss, but I will use Flurry of Blows as my bonus action to make 2 unarmed strikes, which I know are at disadvantage, but that's okay because I want to try and hit him. Okay, that definitely, the first one definitely misses.
Okay.
Okay, that might hit. Oh yeah, that hits. So that's a 17 on the second sort of like knee to the side, and I'm also going to use another key point for stunning strike. So DC 15 con save on the second guy.
Natural 20 on that one.
All right. Yeah. So I'm just there.
Did he take damage on your first hit to him?
Oh, yeah. Let me roll my unarmed strike damage. Sorry. 5 points damage.
All right.
Is that right? Yeah, 5 points damage.
Okay. So the first one is stunned. Second one is hit but not stunned. And then, Elliot, you also kind of held your action. Would you like to do anything?
Yes. I would like. I know that Jesse is in the middle of something right now, but I would like to kind of step or swim between Jesse and the guards. And I would like to say, make a better choice. And I want to take on my Fae presence. And what I want that to be is I want to actually use my changeling ability to take on as much of my patron's visage as I can, because I don't think I could totally recreate it, but I want to take on like as many features as I can. And they have to make a DC 16 wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Or become, I'll say charmed. It's charmed or frightened, and I will say charmed in this case.
Okay.
I had no idea you speaks into Warlock. All the surprises.
I know, I did not tell you intentionally.
Okay, so what was the DC?
DC 16 wisdom.
They got a 16 on the die, and they
Okay.
have a +1.
Okay, so I passed.
They passed.
All right, so does not go. Well, hold on. No, no, that doesn't apply to this. All right, I just keep the visage up and I wait.
Okay. Yeah. So the one that's stunned obviously is not going to do anything on this turn, but the other one is going to strike out, and they get 2 melees, one at Jesse and one at Elliot. And then that's going to be bite and we'll call it spear. Okay, so first one is at Jesse. Oh, not good. Even with the +3, that's not gonna hit at all. So second one is spear. Oh, natural 20 on that second one.
Oh, once again.
That's on me.
Yeah.
The natural 20? Good. I told you to make a different choice. And as a reaction, I cast Helix Rebuke.
Is it possible for me to use my reaction to also have them reroll that natural 20?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Do that first, yeah.
Okay.
So once again, the eyes, the clouds, because it was like, not to Elliot. And once again, you just see the prophetic aspect of his sword giant form just try to force him to realize he's making a mistake. and he has to roll again.
He rolled again, and he got a 4 on the die this time.
Okay. So no need and no Hellish Rebuke.
Okay. It was like rewind.
Yep.
All right. So that's their turn. And then where am I? Oh, back at the top. So Latreia.
Latreia looks over at Siva and says, I will make this quick. And they'll go ahead and head over towards the two guards. The one that is still moving. Again, both of these are just going to be non-lethal, but he's essentially just bringing out that giant axe that's meant for a giant and is just smashing him against the temples because he knows that once you hit them right there, that's usually a Betty by nighttime approach. So he's going to do this, of course, recklessly. So therefore, he doesn't have disadvantage.
If you're doing it reckless, technically speaking, on the one that I've stunned, you will still get advantage.
Oh,
because
perfect.
your reckless does away with the disadvantage, but I give you advantage because he's stunned.
Perfect. All right, that works. All right, so
Great.
I'm going to go after the one that's not stunned first. All right, here we go. And I'm going to use a great weapon fighting to make it a plus 10 to damage, just to be on the safe side.
All right.
All right.
Plus 10 to damage.
If that
And you
hits,
said is this non-lethal, you said?
it's not lethal, yes.
Okay.
That is going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right, perfect. And they're also humanoid, so they about to...
They are.
All right.
Latreia is our one person army.
I'm just like, oh, why are you all still fighting? Your leader is down, and yet you still want some of the smoke. I don't understand why you still want the smoke. Well, okay, I guess you're about to learn today.
I'm gonna learn today.
Oh no. Okay, that is oh God. 51 points of damage for the first hit.
You send. Well, no, you're not killing them.
Yeah.
They go night night and visit their ancestors.
And so after he sees them, he just looks over at the one that's stunned, and he just like, your turn now. And then he goes for round 2, and this way has advantage, so I already know this is what's going to hit. Yeah, because that's already an 18 by itself, or a natural 19, so yeah, that's definitely going to hit as well.
Two shreds, you say?
All right. Oh, and these two I get to read. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a 12, 11. It's just 12, 11 is 23, 33 plus 7. 33 plus a 40, 48, 58. 58 plus 6. What's 58? 64.
It's a lot.
Yeah, 64. 64.
How are these rolls possible? What does your freaking weapon do?
So my axe with his humanoid does 5d12 points, 5d12 of damage.
Holy crap!
It's a thing of beauty.
I'm sitting here with a spear warning that just lets me know if stuff is coming. And you get an extra 5d12 on your friggin' axe.
If it's humanoid, if it's normal, it's 3d12. But it's a legendary weapon. It's fantastic. So yeah, he just comes by and then just smacks him on his side of the head. Beep.
Doesn't have a chance.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you said it's non-lethal, I mean, technically I'm going to say they each have 1 hit point, but they don't. It's just because you chose not to give them that full damage. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then at that time, Latreia just backs away. He's just like, okay, I'm done. And then he heads back over and stands in front of Siva to make sure no one tries to attack her.
Yeah, I'm. Jesse, you have a turn next.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Siva, do you want me to tie these folks up? What would you like? You don't have to figure any of this out now. But we can tie them up, heal them up, and you can come home. But it's still your home. It's not to say you have to choose between one or the other. Vishanthar is your home.
That's just it. I don't want to choose between the two.
Then don't. Be you.
She looks around at the knocked out Sahuagin around her. And she stands up. Okay, look. I think I can maybe, if you spare their lives, I can maybe patch this over. But yeah, you're going to need to heal them and then go. And just trust me on this. You know, I told you I don't want to hurt you, and that's true. But I think I need to have some type of relationship with these people in order to do that, to help you and to protect the island.
Do you feel safe?
Will they hurt you?
They've had chances. They could have kidnapped me many times over. They could have hurt me many times over.
Siva, I know this is a tense situation, but I'm gonna ask you first. Is it all right? Is it all right if I give you a hug?
Yeah.
And JC's just gonna give her the biggest, longest hug and say, "You are my blood. All right? I trust you. Okay? You do what you need to do. If anyone can figure out a way for us to finally have peace with the Sahuagin, heck, sure it can be you."
Thanks.
Gives her a kiss on the head and begins tying up the Baron with whatever rope he might have with him. Try and tie up the others, and then I will use bits of my lay on hands just to give them each 5 points of health.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have that much. I'll give them each 3 points of health.
Okay. So the Baron is up to 5 now.
Latreia is also going to step forward and say, I understand what it's like to be born of two worlds. I'm the same myself. I'm a giant, but was raised in the forest. And the families have two very different viewpoints. And so I also struggle with trying to bridge the gap. But I believe it can be done. And I believe you could do it too.
Thanks, Latreia.
He nods. Well, I don't want to cause any more problems, so I will go. But if, as always, like I said back at dinner, if you need me, I will be here.
Okay.
With that?
Can you...
What?
Yeah, what were you going to say?
I know, go ahead, keep going.
Just if you all were heading out now, she will say, "Can you just let my brother know that I'm okay, but I'm gonna have to be gone for a while."
We'll tell him. He's the reason that we're here, but can you promise me that I am not a liar?
Yeah.
Okay. If that changes, we can come back.
Okay. I'd like to, she looks at them. They're still passed out. And she says, just so I have options, is there a way I can contact you all? Covertly, that they won't be able to trace?
Oh, I don't have anything that can help in that regard.
I can send a shark. It's okay. I'll send a shark.
Good. Okay.
I'll tell Elwell and grandmother to keep a lookout. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a way we can meet up in private? I see Avis gives this rock that allows people to talk. So I know that you would like to stay here and watch your kin, but I can get this rock from Avis and give it to you. So play safe.
Just a question for Kira. From Adrian's level. It's not a sending stone, right?
Yeah, whatever the rock that Avis constantly gives, that he says, hey, just use this rock for like the Dragons of Vaasa, people would be perfectly fine. He does understand. He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Kira knows.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Latreia does not.
Latreia
Yeah.
does not
This
know.
was what
Yeah.
Adrian was processing.
Oh,
and I
okay.
thought, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, there's no way Avis got all these sending stones all over the place. But Latreia assumes it's just like a rock that they can create that's like a walkie-talkie. So, you just you just get one of those so you can speak. So, yeah.
Okay. So, with that, it feels like you all head out and back up. Okay, so we just have, let's see, just a few minutes left. Let's see what happened the moment after Avis and Sloone transport back to the island.
It's like that scene from Splash.
So, Avis aims them roughly across from where he last saw a tree bush before. And based on his timing, he would do it just so that the moment the kiss happened, they teleported. So the tree bush would see something. And Avis would, and then Avis would step away for a moment, holding on to Sloone to make sure she doesn't actually fall. Well, I do appreciate her looking after me, but that was a very interesting choice, don't you think?
I think so, but I saw you drowning and you are my oldest friend and I just didn't want that to happen. So I didn't really think it through, but I'm glad. I should have known better that Avis, you are always well prepared. It's great.
So it was just a attempt to make sure I was all right.
Of course. We're friends. That's nothing.
Of course, I want to make sure. And while they're talking, Avis is going to cast Zone of Truth.
Okay,
Will
remember,
you roll?
yeah, you don't have to just,
Yeah.
You can
but
do
I
a
just wanna
save.
see if I can roll. What was that again, the save?
all right.
Charisma save,
For
DC 19.
Jesus.
So it's on the die 17. I have charisma of 3. So
Wow.
but that I passed the save, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. We're just it's all good. I'm glad you're safe.
I am glad I am as well. Though I do have a question for you. I saw you speaking with Treebush before, and it was rather obvious to me that you weren't telling the truth. And quite frankly, you have been being a bit rude to Treebush recently. And then he will tap her on her shoulder, and hopefully Treebush is watching this entire thing.
Okay.
So I believe turnabout is, as they say, fair play.
Of course. I'm just being, older sister to Treebush. I was just goofing around. When he asked, I don't know what you heard, but there was nothing there. We were just goofing around.
So why did you go through the trouble of resisting my spell again?
I don't like being forced to. Every time you do this, I always resist it. It's nothing new. It's definitely something that I always do. I've never not resisted it.
Of course. Right, well, once again, I have to say, and before he finishes, he will lean in as if he's going to kiss her, just to see how she reacts.
She is just standing there.
Right, well, I suppose we should better go and check and see how the others are doing.
Of course, yeah.
Would you like some help getting out of the tree?
No, I'm fine. I'm gonna stay right here for now. Make sure Bloom and Treebush are okay. See you later. Bye.
Of course. And he will cast Misty Step and disappear.
Sloan takes a deep breath of relief and looks at Treebush to see if Treebush is awake.
I don't know if y'all can see how red I am at the moment. Because I have some very Scandinavian and Irish ancestry in me. I go very red.
Glorious.
Treebush is awake and has been paying attention to this whole interaction. Treebush.
I look at Treebush and I go, in my most honest voice, it's Latreia. I have a crush on Latreia. It's Latreia.
Treebush is rolling.
And I'm also rolling my deception.
Dang, Treebush, would you roll better? God.
So I rolled 15, but I have plus 11 on deception. So it's 26. It's
Okay.
Latreia. I have a big crush on Latreia, obviously.
Oh, my word.
Treebush sits up on his front claws and says, "Oh my God!"
I know. Please don't tell anybody. It's totally Latreia. And you know how I always like to tease Latreia. It's because of that. That's what it is.
You have a crush. You have a crush.
do,
You
yes.
have a crush.
I do. Oh, shit. We're good. How's Bloom? Is Bloom okay?
You have a crush. You have a crush. And Bloom actually is just waking up in the tree and like, what did I miss? Wow. And with that, we will end our session.
Oh, my goodness.
There goes Elliot. There goes Elliot's promise.
This is now. You asked us a question in Discord before. This is now my favorite episode.
This episode was incredible. So once again, of course, thank you all for coming by and watching the session. We definitely hope you appreciate it. This has been so much fun. The romance that's been blooming, the will thing, won't thing. Some has transpired, some has not. Some has broken promises, and some is confused as to why they have to keep knocking out people underneath the sea. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed our content. If you like what you see here, we'd like to talk about the campaign. Of course, join us at our Discord, which you see in chat, where we'll be able to talk about the spoilers and non-spoiler section, fan art, and so forth. We're going to go ahead and film an after show to, of course, decompose about what everything that transpired. So if you'd like to hear us talk about the events that came here, definitely go ahead and follow our Patreon. And once again, of course, all the funds go straight to the cast, and we always appreciate your support. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and raid someone, and we look forward to see you all next Saturday for episode 22 of Lords of Faerun. Farewell.
Bye.
Farewell for now.